In this lecture, we will implement the command pattern by working on the television and remote control use case. We will start by creating the television class, which is the receiver class, which knows how to on and off the television. We will then create the commands by starting with the command interface with the execute method on it, which will be implemented by on command and off command, which knows how to invoke the methods on the receiver, which is the television. Finally, you will implement the remote control class, which knows how to use the various commands like on command, off command, etc. So let's get started by creating the television class, which is the receiver. Go to STS, new class, call it television. That goes into com.bharat.patterns.command. Finish. The television class will have two methods, public void on, sysout within double quotes, television switched on. Switched on is the first method. Second method, public void off, sysout television switched off. So this is our receiver method. The receiver knows how to perform the on and off actions. Next is the command interface itself. Right click, new interface, call it command, finish. The command interface will have only one method called public void execute. This command interface will be implemented by as many commands as we want. In our case, we have two commands. Create the first one, which is the on command. On command, click on add and search for command interface. Select that, hit OK, finish. This on command needs to be performed on the receiver called television. So we need to define television here, the television class, call it television. And to pass in the television to the on command, define a constructor on command that takes the television as a parameter. Hit Ctrl D to delete that line. This dot television is equal to television. And inside the execute method, you simply invoke television dot on. So this command invokes the on method on the receiver, which is the television. Similarly, you create an off command. So copy this, paste it on the same package, change it to off command, remove the 2 at the end, hit OK. Open the off command, change this to television dot off. Get rid of the extra parenthesis. It's that simple. So you have implemented the on command and the off command, which will on and off the television respectively. The last and important classes is the remote control class. Right click, new class, call it remote control, which will be used by the end user or the person. The remote control class will have a private command. So whatever command is passed in or pressed on it, the remote control, it will perform that command. Hit Ctrl 1 on the command. We'll get back to that later, or you can select it, go to source, do generate getters and setters, hit OK, format it. So we have generated the getter and setter methods so that we can set the command we want to execute on the remote control later on when the person presses a button. The only method that requires is public void press button. Press button is the method on the remote control. When the button is pressed, we will perform the appropriate command dot execute. That's it. So you have implemented all the key classes, or you have implemented the command pattern starting with the receiver, which is the television. You have then come up with the command interface itself with the execute method, the two different commands on and off, which are invoking the appropriate methods on the receiver. And finally, the remote control, which is the invoker of the command itself, which has a method called press button, and it uses the appropriate command which is passed in to it by a person, which we will create in the next lecture, and invokes the execute method on that command.